To attain a deeper understanding of this topic, please watch the video until the end and review all videos posted on this YouTube channel to acquire profound knowledge from ancient Indian religious texts. Your support in promoting awareness about Hinduism is crucial, so kindly like and share this video with your contacts and subscribe to this channel. Yogast. जिसने आत्मा की परम गति कायम रखी है उसे योगस्थ कहा जाता है। जो जैसा है वैसा ही रहा तो उसे योगास्त कहते हैं। इसको ही समाधि कहते हैं। आदि जैसा होतास तसा होने याला समाधि कहते हैं। जो योग में स्थिर है उसे योगस्थ कहा जाता है। The one who has maintained original निर्गुण characteristics of his soul is called yogast. योगस्थ शब्द का अर्थ इक्वल संन्यास, निवृत्ति, निर्वाण, शिहोम, अजर, वैराग्य होता है। Spending time on planet Earth without getting attached to it is called yogast. आत्मा की परमगति कायम रखते हुए जीवन बिताने का विज्ञान योग है। न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन, नायम भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः। अजो नित्य शाश्वतोय पुराणो, न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे। आत्मा का न जन्म होता है, न मृत्यु। ये नित्य, अजर, अमर और शाश्वत है। भगवद गीता। नित्य शब्द का अर्थ ही गति है। जो अनित्य है वो गतिमान नहीं। अजर, आजार का मतलब निर्वाण, किसी भी वृत्ति अवगुण के सिवाय। षड्रिपु आजर वृत्तिवान। संन्यास शब्द का मराठी शब्द निवृत्ति है और निवृत्ति का मतलब निर्जोड़ वृत्ति इक्वल्स वृत्ति का अभाव है। योगस्थ शब्द का अर्थ इक्वल संन्यास, निवृत्ति, निर्वाण, शिहोम, अजर, वैराग्य होता है। पाप करने के बाद आत्मा जो अमर है, उस आत्मा को बार बार जन्म लेकर मरना पड़ता है। धरती पर वेद रूपी अमृत है जिसे पीकर आत्मा को फिर से अमरता प्राप्त होती है। अनेक जन संसिद्धस्ततो याति परांगतिम। गीता 6-45। जन्म जन्मांतर तक साधन करता हुआ पुरुष सिद्ध होकर परमगति को प्राप्त होता है। आत्मा को गति है, वृत्ति या गुण नहीं। आत्मा निर्गुण निराकार है। जन्म लेने के बाद आत्मा को आकार मिल जाता है। निर्गुण निराकार आत्मा साकार हो जाता है। God has given specific gati to everything which is visible as well as invisible. Everyone is born to spend some time on planet Earth. आत्मा को गति प्राप्त है, उसे परमगति कहा जाता है। जन्म लेने के बाद भी उनकी गति कायम रहती है। उसी गति से वो धरती पर जीवन बिताते हैं। उस गति में बाधा जिससे आती है उसका नाम वियोग है। योगस्थ रहकर गति कायम रखने के विज्ञान का नाम योग है। जन्म से लेकर मृत्यु तक अगर आत्मा की गति वैसे ही रही जैसे जन्म से पहले थी, तो ही उससे मरने के बाद परम गति पुनः प्राप्त होती है। ऐसा मरण जिसको मिला उसको परमागति प्राप्त हो गए, ऐसा बोला जाता है। इसको ही मोक्ष या साल्वेशन बोला जाता है। गति कायम रखने को ही मोक्ष बोला जाता है। गति में बाधा आने से जन्म और मृत्यु के चक्र में आत्मा फंस जाता है। जो सिर्फ एक जीवन बिताने के लिए धरती पर आया था उसे बार बार जन्म लेना पड़ता है। अनेक योनि से गुजर के मनुष्य जन्म मिटता है जो कि मुक्ति का दरवाजा है। कर्म होते हैं और उसके फल भी होते हैं। माती तून आला है, माती तच जाणारा है। हे शरीर माती तून आले आहे व ते मेल्यानंतर माती तच जाणार आहे। वरती चुका व पाप थेव नका करणं ते भोगावेच लागतात। पाप पुण्य यांची गोठाई बेरीज जो पर्यंत शून्य होत नाही तो पर्यंत मुक्ती आत्माची परम गती भेटत नाही. As we journey through life, our soul's original, innate nature begins to shine less brightly due to the influence of worldly experiences and desires. This distraction causes us to lose sight of our true, infinite potential. To rediscover our authentic self and stay on the path of supreme liberation, we practice Dhyan Yoga, a profound and integral part of yoga. In Marathi, Dhyan beautifully encompasses both remembrance and concentration. When we meditate, involving our thoughts as Dhyan, by reminding ourselves of our soul's original, divine character and purpose on this earth, we experience Dhyan. Without thoughts, it's simply a concentration technique, but with thoughts, it's a powerful journey of self-discovery and growth. सभी परिस्थितियों को शांतिपूर्वक स्वीकार करने के योग्य बनने का अथक प्रयास ही योग है. वियोग नहीं होने देने का प्रयास ही योग है. Remaining calm and emotionally balanced, by keeping Shidripu under control is called yoga. योगस्थ कुरु कर्माणि संग त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्ध सिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वम योग उच्यते. भगवद गीता के दूसरे अध्याय का श्लोक 48 है. इसका मतलब है कि योग में स्थिर होकर कर्तव्य का पालन करो और सफलता और असफलता की आसक्ति को त्याग करो. यही संभाव योग कहलाता है. इस श्लोक का अर्थ, योग में स्थिर होकर अपने कर्मों को करते समय किसी तरह के लगाव को छोड़ देना चाहिए. सफलता और असफलता में समान रहना चाहिए. यही समता योग कहलाती है. हमें सभी परिस्थितियों को शांतिपूर्वक स्वीकार करना चाहिए. प्रयास करना हमारे हाथ में है और परिणाम सुनिश्चित करना हमारे नियंत्रण में नहीं है. अगर हम यश और अपयश, सफलता और असफलता, सुख और दुख दोनों को समान रूप से भगवान की इच्छा मानते हुए ग्रहण करना सीख लेते हैं, तब हमारे भीतर ऐसा संभाव विकसित होता है. समत्व योग कहलाता है. इसको ही समाधि कहते हैं. जन्म से पहले जैसा है वैसा रहना ही योग है. Life on planet Earth is similar to entering a Chakravyuh. Remaining sinless is equivalent to trying to pass an elephant through a needle's tiny hole. Without knowledge of the way, it is not possible. That is why yoga is required to live a successful life on planet Earth. Your bad actions as well as bad thoughts are counted in sin. Types of योग: ज्ञान योग, ध्यान योग, कर्म योग और भक्ति योग. ज्ञान के द्वारा सत्य का साक्षात्कार किया जा सकता है, कर्म के द्वारा चित्त की शांति प्राप्त होती है तथा भक्ति के द्वारा आनंद को प्राप्त किया जा सकता है. The outcome attained through Gyan Yoga is the most stable and long-lasting compared to other yogic methods, but it is also the most challenging, as only a pure soul can acquire divine knowledge. Even if someone is given this knowledge, it will not be beneficial until they realize God. Bhakti Yoga, on the other hand, is the simplest form of yoga, accessible to anyone. Dhyan Yoga is a mental concentration technique. योगस्थ रहते हुए नित्य कर्म करने का नाम कर्म योग है. This daily practice is essential for everyone to adopt. The one who has maintained original characteristics of his soul is called yogast. This state is also known as samadhi. Yogast is the state where one remains calm and emotionally balanced by keeping Shadripu under control. According to Bhagavad Gita, Yogastha is a state where one performs their duties without getting attached to the outcome. This state is achieved by remaining in the state of yoga. Yogastha is a state of supreme liberation where one gets moksha or salvation. To achieve this state, one needs to practice yoga, which includes Jnana Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the most stable and long-lasting method, but it is also the most challenging. Bhakti Yoga is the simplest form of yoga, accessible to anyone. Dhyan Yoga is the mental concentration technique. Karma Yoga is the practice of performing one's duties without getting attached to the outcome. The ultimate goal of yoga is to achieve Brahma Gyan, which is the knowledge of the ultimate reality. This knowledge is directly obtained from God and is distinct from knowledge derived through human reasoning. Brahma Gyan is the rulebook of goddess planet Earth and acts as a guiding light, showing the real path. After getting this knowledge, one realizes God and experiences oneness with all living beings. This knowledge is universally applicable and has been valid since the beginning of life on planet Earth and remain valid forever. According to Bhagavad Gita, Shreyad Dravyameyad Yagyad Jnana Yagyah Parantap Sarvam Karmakhilam Path ज्ञाने परिसमाप्यते, अर्थात इस संसार में द्रव्यमय यज्ञ से श्रेष्ठ ज्ञान यज्ञ है, क्योंकि सभी कर्म ज्ञान में ही समाहित हैं। यज्ञ का मतलब प्रयत्न है। मनुष्याना सहस्रेषु कश्चिद् यतति सिद्धये यताम्पि सिद्धाना कश्चिन्मा वेति तत्वतः अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च सिद्धयति। लाखों मनुष्य में कोई एक को सफलता हासिल होती है और इनमें से में भी कोई एक ही पूर्णतया तत्वज्ञान पाता है। अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येन च सिद्धयति। By living in state of yoga one can get vairagya, which is samadhi. Tesha nityabhiyuktana yogshem vahamyaham. तत्स्वयं योगसंसिद्धः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति। अनेक जन संसिद्धस्ततो याति परांगतिम। गीता 6-45। योगस्थ रहकर जो कार्य किया गया है, उसके फल की चिंता नहीं करनी पड़ती। ऐसे कार्य का फल देने की और उस फल को हमेशा के लिए अबाधित रखने का काम भगवान खुद करता है। सच्चे ज्ञान को योग साधन करने वाला समय पाकर अपने अंदर ही पा लेता है। जन्म जन्मांतर तक साधन करता हुआ पुरुष सिद्ध होकर परमगति को प्राप्त होता है। वास्तव में मानव चरित्र के व्यवहार का जो मर्यादित स्वरूप है, वही जीवन मूल्यों पर आधारित आचार संहिता है जो हमें सकारात्मक दिशा में ले जाती है। काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, माद आदि सभी दुर्गुणों और दुर्विचारों के मूलभूत हैं, जिन्हें हम अपने ज्ञान और आत्म नियंत्रण से दूर कर सकते हैं। इन्हीं के आवेग से असत्कर्मों में दुष्प्रवृत्ति होती है, जिसे हम अपने ज्ञान यज्ञ से रोक सकते हैं। अर्थात इस संसार में द्रव्यमय यज्ञ से श्रेष्ठ ज्ञान यज्ञ है, क्योंकि सभी कर्म ज्ञान में ही समाहित हैं। गीता शास्त्र समस्त मानव सभ्यता के कल्याण के लिए है और यह सार्वकालिक और सार्वभौमिक है। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता में ज्ञान योग को कर्म बंधनों से मुक्त होना या सांसारिक बंधनों से मुक्त होना कहा गया है। इसे बुद्धि योग भी कहा जाता है। ज्ञान योग का लक्ष्य आत्म साक्षात्कार है। गीता में ज्ञान योग के बारे में ज्यादा जानकारी ज्ञान योग, भक्ति योग और कर्म योग को योग की त्रिवेणी कहा जाता है। ज्ञान योग में बाहरी गतिविधि को छोड़कर आंतरिक जांच की खोज की जाती है। ज्ञान योगी का लक्ष्य है भौतिक आत्मा के बंधन से मुक्त होना। ज्ञान योगी शरीर और मन के साथ अपनी पहचान तोड़ना सीखता है। ज्ञान योगी आत्मज्ञान ब्रह्म ज्ञान प्राप्त करता है। ज्ञान योग को प्राप्त करना बहुत कठिन है। ज्ञान योग में कठोर मजबूत प्रयास की जरूरत होती है। ज्ञान योग, गेटिंग नॉलेज ऑफ ब्रह्म इज कॉल्ड ज्ञान योग। ब्रह्म ज्ञान को जान लेना ही ज्ञान योग है। What is Brahma Gyan? Brahma Gyan refers to the knowledge that is directly obtained from God. This form of knowledge is distinct from that derived through human reasoning or analytical abilities, as it is grounded in truth and endures eternally. Brahma Gyan serves as a fundamental guide for human existence, providing indispensable knowledge for a fulfilling life on earth. At birth, all living beings are endowed with a physical body. Brahma Gyan encompasses the realization of one's soul and God, embodying the true understanding of our existence and life's purpose. This knowledge is universally applicable and has been valid since the beginning of life on planet Earth, remaining so as long as life exists. Embracing the truth and rising above illusions as the essence of Brahma Gyan, a profound understanding that empowers us to see beyond the veil. One can get Brahma Gyan directly from God by remaining in the state of yoga. योगस्थ रहकर ही ब्रह्म ज्ञान की प्राप्ति की जा सकती है। This is the most authentic, reliable and easy method to get knowledge. Buddha called this process as Apdipo Bhav. Other method to attain Brahma Gyan, seeking guidance from a mentor, practicing mindfulness, and grasping the fundamental nature of reality are essential steps. The knowledge which is conceived by few pure souls are written in ancient Indian literature. It is also carved inside out in the ancient Hindu temple. One should need Sudarshan vision to learn and understand the meaning of what is written in the form of iconography and idols. Hindu temple iconography is the art of sacred symbols and depictions of deities in Hindu temples. These symbols and depictions help identify deities and connect them to specific characteristics. Deities and their symbols. Brahma. He is the magnificent creator, associated with the lotus, swan, Vedas, and garland of beads. Brahma as body of every living organisms. Brahma is always depicted on a lotus. The lotus represents the divine female entity, Yoni, symbolizing the incredible power of creation. He has 3 heads, it shows 3 genders. There are 3 types of body on planet Earth, male, female, and shemale. He holds the Ved in his hand, signifying that our bodies contain all divine knowledge, waiting to be unlocked. However, only a pure soul can access this knowledge. The lotus symbolizes goddess planet Earth, Gayatri, who is the source of all knowledge and supernatural power. According to Bhagavad Gita, Tat Swayam Yogsan Siddha Kalinatmani Vindati. सच्चे ज्ञान को योग साधन करने वाला समय पाकर अपने अंदर ही पा लेता है. The symbol Brahma indicates that our bodies are one of the two Brahma used to create every living being, along with the soul. The body of every living being is also alive and female, and serves as the source of all knowledge. She is the owner and creator of life on planet Earth. Brahma is just a symbol used to denote Brahma, which is called as God, reminding us of the divine presence within and around us. Vishnu, the ultimate preserver, associated with the majestic Shesha, Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Lotus, Garuda, and the celestial color blue. Vishnu embodies the eternal soul. Shesha signifies the six mental enemies of the mind, reminding us to conquer our inner struggles. The lotus represents the body, beautifully signifying that the body is a sacred feminine vessel. Garuda symbolizes the pinnacle of knowledge available on planet Earth, illuminating the path to Ved. Sudarshan Chakra is a powerful symbol used for making enlightened decisions with mental clarity, untainted by emotions. Specifically, Sudarshan Chakra embodies the decision-making capacity of a yogist person, inspiring us to reach new heights. As Vishnu as the soul, he lovingly cares for the body as long as the person is alive, earning him the revered title of preserver. Vishnu is soul of everything which is living. Shiva. Shiv represents the harmonious union of body and soul. Shiva embodies the physical manifestation of two fundamental aspects, the soul, symbolized by Vishnu, and the body, represented by goddess planet Earth. Shiva, revered as the destroyer, is often associated with the Shiva Linga, Nandi, the third eye, Trishula, crescent moon, Rudraksh, cobra, drum, tiger skin, and Vibhuti. The term Shiv connotes nirvana, signifying one who has attained complete emotional control and has eradicated all negative emotions. Shiva is a designation bestowed upon a yogist individual, characterized by their ability to maintain the nirgun nature of their soul and lead a virtuous life by keeping their emotions in check. Upon death, the body ultimately becomes nirgun, and death itself is referred to as nirvana, earning Shiva the title of destroyer. The third eye symbolizes the state of Kundalini awakening in an individual. The cobra serves as a symbol for Kshidrapu. Consider Shiva as the external manifestation and personality of every living being. It is born from the union of two divine entities, the soul and body. As a member of society with family, Shiv needs to sustain himself, which is why Nandi accompanies him. Furthermore, Shiv requires protection for himself and his loved ones, which is symbolized by the Trishul. The goddess of learning, music, and art, associated with the white lotus, swan, peacock, veena, and color white, other symbols, a powerful symbol in Hinduism, Buddhism, and other Eastern religions, representing purity, enlightenment, and rebirth. Sudarshan. Darshan, a vital concept in Hinduism, encourages us to think critically about our perceptions. By recognizing that our interpretations may differ from reality, we can strive for Sudarshan, or mental clarity. This clarity enables us to see beyond our expectations and biases, allowing us to gain a deeper understanding of the world. In Hinduism, darshan also involves visiting temples and worshipping God, which embodies Vedic knowledge and reminds us of God's omnipresent nature. In Hinduism, darshan is a vital concept. It involves creating an image or interpretation in one's mind based on observations. However, this interpretation may differ from reality, leading to a false image. This concept is often explained using the analogy of a blind man describing an elephant. In contrast, Sudarshan provides an accurate and real meaning. People tend to create images of events or things based on their expectations. These expectations, combined with undesirable mental attributes called as Shidripu, can lead to images that deviate from reality. Only those who can think objectively, without emotional influence, can achieve Sudarshan, characterized as mental clarity. In Hinduism, darshan also refers to visiting a temple or worshipping God. Hinduism does not support idol worship. Instead, Hindu temples and idols embody Vedic knowledge. This knowledge, originating from goddess Gayatri, to few pure souls who suffer to keep themselves as sinless and innocent as born, is represented through iconography. The Shivling, for example, symbolizes God's omnipresent nature. Daily darshan of the Shivling reminds one that God is present in all living things. Even if individuals are unaware, worshipping allows them to remain under the influence of sattva guna, reducing sins. This knowledge is embedded within and on temple stones. Hence, Hindus perform pradakshina around temples to read Vedic knowledge carved on the walls by taking darshan. This divine knowledge is known as Brahma Gyan Prakritika Gyan. The divine knowledge of the Vedas was imparted to Bhagwan Shankar by goddess Gayatri, as he embodied the essence of Shiv, which signifies zero. To comprehend the concept of Shiv, it is recommended to watch the accompanying video in its entirety. The Garbhagriha of the Padmanabha Swami temple serves as a definition of Shivlingam, representing the Akash Tattva, a non-physical entity that symbolizes our inner cosmos. Vishnu represents the soul of any male, while the lotus symbolizes the body and is feminine. Bhudevi and Sridevi are the two components that comprise the female body. This concept suggests that females are indigenous to this planet, whereas male souls originate from another planet. From a scientific perspective, the X chromosome associated with females is native to this planet, while the Y chromosome associated with males originates from outside Earth. In males, the X chromosome represents the body, and the Y chromosome represents the soul. In contrast, females possess two X components, indicating that they are native to this planet. This concept pertains to the non-physical space component derived from the 5 fundamental elements that constitute our bodies. This component cannot be seen. Bhudevi is revered as goddess planet Earth. The magnificent Padmanabha Swami temple in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala is home to the revered deity Vishnu. The deity, crafted with precision over saligramams, showcases Vishnu in the serene, Anantashayanam posture, symbolizing eternal yogic sleep on the serpent adisheshan. This pose represents the triumph over the 6 enemies of the mind, known as Shidripu or Arishadvaga in Hinduism, reflecting the state of ultimate yogic harmony. It also signifies the awakening of the Kundalini energy within, where the soul and body unite in perfect symphony. Here, Vishnu embodies the soul, while the body is represented by Brahma seated on a lotus, highlighting the sacred union of the divine and the physical. The lotus, symbolizing femininity, reveals the profound truth that every living being's body is inherently connected to the divine feminine energy. Furthermore, the umbilical cord linking Brahma and Vishnu signifies that the soul, not the body, experiences life's joys and sorrows. The Lord's right hand rests upon a Shivalingam, while his consorts Sri Devi and Bhudevi stand by his side, embodying the delicate balance of cosmic forces. This iconic representation inspires us to strive for harmony within ourselves and with the universe. The idol in Sanctum Sanctorum is itself a Shivling. That's why it has 3 doors. From middle part which is Lingam part can be seen, and from other 2 doors Yoni part can be seen.